Hello Year 6. In preparation for our lesson tomorrow, this is our pre-teach on how to find the circumference of a circle. So our objective is to calculate the circumference of a circle and use this to solve problems. And to be successful, you're going to need to know the formula for finding the circumference. You need to use the formula to help you solve problems, and you need to be able to explain and reason about the decisions you make in order to solve that problem. So just to recap on the terms we already know for circles, we've already looked at diameter, and as we already know, the diameter is the point from one side of the circle through the midpoint to the other side of the circle. Now that measurement's going to be exactly the same whether I measure it from this edge to this edge or from this edge to this edge. So the radius of a circle is the outside of the circle in to the midpoint. And that's going to be the same whether I take it from this edge or from this edge or from this edge. Finally, the circumference, which is what we're going to be trying to find, is the measurement all the way around the outside of our circle. Now, if we're going to find that measurement, what we are going to need to use is a magic number called pi. And this is pi. Now, this number is really, really interesting because it goes on and on and on forever. It doesn't end. So we could have it to 100 decimal places, 200 decimal places, and it wouldn't stop. The symbol for pi is, it looks a bit like a tabletop. So it's like that. Now when we use this in our formula tomorrow, we're going to round it to 2 decimal places. So we're going to be using 3.14 in our formula to find the circumference of our circle. When we're trying to find the circumference, this is the formula we're going to be using. So it's the diameter of the circle, which is the point from one edge to the other edge of the circle, times pi, 3.14, and that's going to give us the circumference. So I'm going to really quickly show you one circular object. I'm going to find the circumference of that using this formula, and that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So I'm going to use my measuring tape, and the first thing I'm going to make sure of is that I'm accurate with this. This is really, really important. So I'm going to measure the diameter, and I know if I go through the middle and I'm accurate, you can see that across is 22 centimetres. So my formula is going to be 22 times 3.14, which is pi, is going to give me my circumference. Now I'm going to use my calculator. So 22 times 3.14. So the circumference of that basket is 69.08. I'm going to double check that now. And obviously, that's going to be in centimetres. I'm going to double check that. I'm going to try and be as accurate as I can. It might be a little bit tricky. So I'm going to go all the way around the edge. I'm going to be very, very careful. And as you can see, that comes to 69.08. I'm sure I can be more accurate than that. There you go, just over 69 centimetres, which is pretty good because that's exactly what I've got with using my formula. So we're going to need to use that tomorrow. In terms of pi, this magic number, if we rearrange this formula, I'm going to use the letter, so I'm going to write diameter times 3.14 equals circumference. Now we can rearrange this number sentence just like we've been doing all year. So I know the diameter times 3.14 pi is circumference. So I now know from that diameter divided by the circumference equals 3.14. No, that's not right. Diameter. Oh, it's going to be C. That's wrong. It's going to be circumference divided by diameter is going to be 3.14. Because this is going to be the bigger number because it's all the way around the edge of the circle. Also, tomorrow, some of you are going to be looking at finding the area of a circle. And the formula for that is, I'll write it under here, pi, which is 3.14, r squared. Now the r stands for radius, so I'm going to show you, see if I can get back to my radius circle. So area, as we already know, is all of the space in my circle. So we know that if we do pi times the radius squared, that's going to give us the area of our circle. We're not all going to do that tomorrow, but some of you will get onto that. We're going to be looking at lots of different objects, and we're going to do an investigation using all those objects and eggs. So it should be very fun. I hope that helped you out, and we'll see you tomorrow.